Windscale, the pride of Britain. Nestled in the picturesque Lake District, the state-of-the-art atom plant has transformed this rugged landscape into the envy of its northern neighbors. Scientific progress waits for no one, and
the public has nothing to fear.
The area will be reopened by Christmas at the latest.
The situation is more complex than was at first understood.
No military expeditions into the area have been lost. Where did you get such an idea?
Perhaps by next Christmas. Oh, no more reconnaissance flights. The interference field is bringing down aircraft like clay pigeons.
Let me be clear. Our experts are monitoring the situation, and I would urge everyone to remain calm. The situation in Cumberland is well in hand.
Is anybody there? I need help. Who are you? What are you doing in here? I thought this place was secure. Where's Dr. Powell? I think I'll be all right. For the moment, at least. It's more important that you listen to me. I don't know who you are, but I could trust you more than I can trust myself. Please listen. Listen, while my thoughts are still my own. You're trapped in the quarantine zone around the Windscale atom plant. That's where it all went wrong. The only way to Windscale is through the interchange. You'll need my key card, or you'll never get in. There are people, people who will help you escape, but they won't do it for free. I've lost so much blood. I can't think straight. There should be supplies nearby. Alcohol and rest. Stop the bleeding, please. Hurry, please. It hurts like the devil. Such a stupid, careless mistake. Was ambushed by one of those bloody thieves. Outlaws, they call themselves. Finally got Dr. Powell, too. I think I was meant to break the quarantine. I wouldn't survive in there now. The plan is starting to feel unimportant. But I know that's wrong. What's the matter with me? I hate this. Please, a bandage. Please help me. Hurry, please. It hurts like the devil. Please, a bandage. Please help me. Thank you. Delaying the inevitable, I'm afraid. But at least I can think more clearly now. Here's my key card. It will get you out of here and into the interchange. It doesn't matter what else happens. As long as the truth of this place gets out. Here are my notes. Everything I remember. It's not much, but it's all I can do. Now listen. There's still every chance something bad may happen to me, and you shouldn't be here when it does. If I can ever repay you for helping me, I will. But for your own safety, you should go. Leave me. Go now. It's rare to find anyone who has the slightest spark of kindness in this place. It may help you to survive. I hope so. The interchange holds the truth. You must not be on your guard out there. Everything is a threat.
Quarantine protocol is in effect. This door must remain sealed. Emergency access has been granted.
You tagged me, but I tagged you a bloody sight worse. Show your face. Let's get it over with, eh? Come out, come out. Tea's getting cold. Oh, come on. I just want us to be friends. That off with you, or you'll regret it. And don't bloody... There you are.
Stead bastard! Bollocks!
Hey! What? What the? Game's up for you, mate. Go on.
Idiots have no ambition. I don't know you. Steady now. We'll have no strife.
Some bugger trying to keep up with me. What the? Clear! I'm shooting!
Right. Reloading my bullet. That's right, you get. Oh, come on. Highway. Take this.
think it might have come from over here.
Don't you go asking for trouble, or you'll get it. Come on, you bloody fools! Fight for your lives! Yeah.
Stop your migraine.
Just calm down, mate. No need for violence.
Wonder if the wall goes all round. Must do. That and ships watching on the coast.
Nice and slow now. Let's have no trouble. Oi, oi.
Calm
Something
down.
there.
No need for upset.
Let's just take a minute and cool down. There's no need for violence.
Don't do anything stupid, you... Off you go! Don't come back! Hit my boots!
Hello. I don't know you, do I? No, I'm sure I don't. Not seen you around here before. Not being rude, but you look awful. Got out wrong side of bed, did you? I'll say. Your lot shouldn't be wandering this far out village. It's safe. That is where you came from. The village. Well, course you're not one of them. You're a stranger to these dales, aren't you? Clear as crystal now I look at you, and I'm good at reading people. It's a right handy skill. Especially if you want to get any good business done. My name's Molly. If you've got out to trade, I got some bits and bobs for sale. They kept what they were doing hidden from us locals, right up until the day the atom plant went bang across the mere. Well, you won't find any boffins left here now, but turns out they've been digging out secret bunkers all over the place. Riddle these hills like woodworm in an old sideboard. I might just know the location of one or two of them. Not that that kind of thing comes for free, you understand. How's this sound? We do a bit of trading, and here's the thing. I get right gossipy when I'm trading. I bet you wouldn't mind hearing a bit of local gossip, would you? Make a trade, and maybe I'll throw in some information for free. Well, before everything were a mess, I used to be a tinker. Travelling round, fixing things for folk. Sharpening knives and scissors, selling pots and pans. Afterwards, couldn't get stuff off the markets to sell anymore. So I thought, Molly, my girl, you need to become a broker. That's what I do. I sort out deals, and I do it fairly. Reputation's about the only thing worth spit now. Very good. Whoa, now that's nice. Oh, don't see many of those. Oh, you got yourself a bargain, ain't ya? If out new comes into me hands, it goes straight in stock. Just saying. It's worth coming back to see. Oh, I feel some uncontrollable gossiping coming on. Pin back your luggles. I heard some outlaws found a big door nearby, one they couldn't get open. Now, only the boffins would have built something like that. They said it was signed, the interchange. It's inside a bunker that overlooks the quarry, if you've been over that way. Here, I'll mark it for you. You need anything, Molly'll be here. Out new comes into me hands, it goes straight in stock. Just saying. It's worth coming back to see. Oh, I feel some uncontrollable gossiping coming on. Pin back your luggles. I heard some outlaws found a big door nearby, one they couldn't get open. Now, only the boffins would have built something like that. They said it was signed, the interchange. It's inside a bunker that overlooks the quarry, if you've been over that way. Here, I'll mark it for you. You need anything, Molly'll be here.
Attention! Wyndham Village is under the authority of the Quarantine Protocol. Acts of banditry and other breaches of the Penal Charter will be severely punished. In the name of Queen and country, follow protocol or face the consequences.
Well. Just look what the cat dragged in. Pay attention. This village is under military occupation per the Quarantine Protocol. You're new round here, eh? Which means you're free to enter. Just keep your nose clean, all right? What are you gawping at? Like I said, you're free to enter the village. Move on. Just like that. Captain's orders. He says any stranger might be important, so we just send any like you his way. Unless you're an outlaw, of course. Or worse. I reckon he'd be keen to see you right away. Last I heard, Captain Sims was down by the bandstand. Present yourself to him toot sweet, if you know what's good for you.
Well, should I shoot him, Sarge?
You should not. Do they look like an outlaw to you?
No, Sarge.
Steady now. No sudden moves.
Let's not have any trouble.
Stay to this place. Look, for the 100th
Leave
time,
tomorrow if
we're
you
here to
could.
protect civilians and get this mess sorted out.
Oh, get a lot sorted out by kicking the elderly out of the rooms, do you?
You know what the captain said? We have to move anybody vulnerable inside the inner perimeter. Keep your
Vulnerable?
nose clean.
The bloody cheek of you! Ah, at least the outlaws have the common decency to rub us blind and not tell us it's for our own bloody good.
Right, listen to me, you old knout. Orders is orders. You obey orders, or it's the jug for you.
You'd never took us in the prison. I'd die there. You'd never.
Watch me. You should be thanking us for protecting you. You know that?
Aye, I suppose so.
You suppose so? Let me hear you say it.
Thank you. Thank you for protecting us.
That's better. Now gather your tat and get out.
Keep it civilized. No trouble.
Citizens of Wyndham, remember, strangers may be dangers. If you encounter anyone who is unfamiliar to you, report their presence as soon as possible to the controlling authority. Your vigilance can save lives.
Addressing civilian! Stand back, citizen!
Not sure about you. Outlaws sniffing around the village perimeter again. We should deal with them.
I said to him, "Where's my pal Johnny? What you done with him?" And that bloody peacock says, "Oh, Mr. Wilmore is currently detained."
He never. They put poor Mr. Wilmore in that prison of theirs. What for?
Wouldn't say, would he? All full of martial law this and special powers that.
Ugh, bunch of little Hitlers.
Aye. Our Davy never came back from France in the last one.
Oh, I know.
If he was still here with us, he'd have spat in the eye, that pompous little... The words fail me.
I know. But just keep mum about how cross you are, though. If they'll lock up Mr. Wilmore, they'll lock up anybody.
Citizens of Wyndham.
Why here of all places? If they'd resolved to do something so awful, why in the church?
Some bugger, pardon my French, wanted to make a scene, sir.
And doom us all in the process. If the captain and his minions find out. Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed today. Please leave. Please, I beg of you. Just forget you saw anything here and go. Please. These are awful times. If news of this gets out, things will get worse, I assure you. Please, tell no one. I know how it seems, but I would not ask such a thing if it weren't for the good of the village. It's vital the military don't learn of this. We'll tidy up, but if the captain and his toy soldiers find out, things will become so much worse here. All I can concern myself with right now is keeping this quiet. I must decide what to do about this before any soldier wanders in. I would suggest you let all this lie too. The matter is best left to the village to handle. All too many a reason, I'm sad to say. There are certain beliefs around here. Harmless before the disaster, but since, with the protocol now imposing their law, it has all become somewhat tribal. Maisie here must have got mixed up in something. The weapon that was used to, a peculiar choice. It puts me in mind of those debauched druids out in the woods. Well, we call them druids. I'm not sure what they call themselves. The disaster seems to have fostered the return of some distinctly atavistic, indeed thoroughgoing pagan sentiments around here. The following sprang up in Casterfell Woods shortly after, in the ruins of an old castle, and has since bloomed into a vicious cult. Certain death. That's what you'll be met with if you choose to enter the woods. I advise you to stay well away. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to work out.
What do you want? I had naught to do with Maisie's death, I swear, in God's name. And neither did the vicar. He's a good man. If this gets back to the soldiers, they'll cart him and me both off to jail. We had naught to do with it. I always liked Maisie. She probably got on the wrong side of someone on account of her. But you should leave. This is village business, and none of yours. Like I said, this is none of your business, stranger. If you want to play detective, stick to the crime scene. Leave us bystanders alone.
You'll do the right thing, I'm sure. God go with you. What in heaven's name shall we do with you, Maisie?
Citizens of Wyndham, volunteers are required for work details on Scafforbore. Work out to help out.
We'd be able to get along all right left to ourselves, but we're up to our armpits in soldiers and outlaws. Let's not have any trouble. Keep the peace, civvy. Maybe Smith is right. Perhaps we should just build a huge still and drink ourselves to death. It's always the buggers with the guns who get to say what's what, even if they're full of poppycock. They should just paint the boundary wall institutional green. A bit of democracy wouldn't go amiss. Thought that was what we fought the war for.
I'm sure your local folklore and beliefs might all seem very quaint and harmless. But these are not normal times. This area is under martial law, and I will not tolerate your casual heresies. The next person we catch flouting this ban would be lucky if they just end up in internment. I would remind you that the protocol is here for a reason. It is here to be obeyed. Dismissed. Well.
Citizens of Wyndham, the army is here to help and protect
Watch your step.
Good day. You'll forgive me if I'm less than cordial on first acquaintances, I'm sure. New faces often mean trouble. And yet, they may bring new opportunities, too. Tell me, where have you come from? Really? Well, you're not the first amnesiac I've seen since things went awry. Trauma does strange things to people. In case it wasn't made clear to you on the way in, Wyndham is under the protection of the protocol. You are permitted to move freely through the village. For now, at least. Consider it a gesture of goodwill. I hope it'll be reciprocated. But don't go causing any trouble here. Is that clear? And if trouble finds you, make sure you report it. Post haste. Now, there are certain things I like to discuss with new faces such as you. Perhaps we can continue this little chat in the village hall. Very good. Follow me. You might have caught some of my speech. I'm afraid the villagers often require our rules to be drummed into them. Most stay in line. Some find themselves inclined towards forbidden pagan practices. The sooner we stamp out such sentiments, the better.
Watch yourself, Civvy. Keep the peace, Civvy.
You're here. It's time we got down to brass tacks, wouldn't you say? I would hope a stranger like you can provide me with some information. This isn't Scarborough, with holidaymakers just swanning about the place. No. Being a visitor here puts you in a very unique position. I want to know where you came from. I want to know what you can tell me about the outside. Trust me, you will be much better off aiding protocol than crossing us. Be under no illusions. We must eradicate the corruption that festers here before there is any hope of leaving this blasted place. If we were to work together, you and I, perhaps we might make some progress towards such an outcome. But step out of line, and I will revoke your liberties here just as quickly as they were given. So I ask again, did you come from the outside? What do you know? Well, this is disappointing. I was hoping you'd have something you were willing to share. We imprison strangers at the first whiff of trouble, but you can keep your liberties for now. I trust that will be more conducive to a timely recollection of your origins. In the meantime, be wary of this place. Do not be tempted to engage with any of the pagan sentiments some of the locals may try to foist on you. Such beliefs are dangerous and forbidden. Do I make myself clear? And if you still wish to have protocol's aid, you'll just have to make yourself useful to me in other ways. I'm glad to hear it. The civilians in this village are a shady lot. Resistant to discipline and up to no good. I'm sure of it. We can hardly get the time of day out of them. But you're an outsider. They may not trust you exactly, but nor are they immediately suspicious of you. Sniff around. Keep your ears open. If you find anything I should know, come to me with it. If you want somewhere to start, well, we've had our eyes on Iris, the baker. I could send a patrol in, of course, but a softer approach might prove more efficacious. That is a very dangerous word to be bandying about. I suggest you forget you've ever heard it. Whatever evil the scientists had hidden in there, it has wrought havoc on this place. So no one goes near the substation, understood? Anyone trespassing there will be shot. Yes, what is it? There's been a what? Sergeant, take a squad to the church at once. And the culprit? Surely not the vicar. Yes, I suppose that's true. He's perhaps the only person in this ghastly village whose rectitude is beyond question. Now do you see why this place is under military discipline? I fought rebels in the Malayan jungle, and let me tell you, that was positively genteel in comparison to this wretched village. You can hardly call them English hereabouts anymore. Something in the land here is corrupting them all. You've done the right thing coming to me. It's vital this sort of thing's nipped in the bud before it spreads. I'm delighted to hear it. Your assistance is appreciated. I shan't forget it. I'm willing to extend the hand of friendship to you, which would include giving you access to our camp at Skethermore. With us on the same side, if a chance for leaving this zone comes, I can promise you a good chance of seeing the outside. To be blunt, as a stranger, you're in a perfect position to help me with a delicate matter. We recently arrested a certain Dr. Garrow, one of the scientists from the research site. She contrived to escape the zone before the walls went up, but rather unexpectedly returned as part of a military convoy. More fool her. Dr. Garrow is dangerous, very clever, and egotistical enough to believe herself a magnitude cleverer yet. She's refused to tell us anything, and I refuse to stoop to Gestapo methods to force her. But a new face like yours, well, perhaps she'll talk to a stranger who plainly isn't beholden to the protocol. When Garrow arrived, she demonstrated an ability to meddle with the barred machinery we've commandeered. Specifically, she disabled our camp's automatic security system and began to poke around where she wasn't welcome. It was an hour before we found her, trying to get access to one of the old barred bunkers. Who knows what damage she might have caused had she found a way inside. She left us no choice but to take her into custody, isolated in solitary confinement, where she can't play her tricks. My men claim she muttered some incantation, and that caused the gun turrets to shut off. I don't believe in such nonsense as magic, but when she was captured, all they found on her was a broken radio. And now I don't know what to think. So you see, I need to know how she did it. What trick she uses to disable our machines. I trust you'll do your best. Our arrangement will depend on your success, naturally. Here, this pass will give you free passage throughout the Skethermore camp. The soldiers on guard will allow you into the prison section, too. All the way to Garrow's cell. Learn what you can and return here. Be sure to report to me in person. But be warned, one hint of betrayal, and that pass will not save you. I hope I make myself clear.